We've all started over many times throughout our lives. Maybe when you were younger, your family moved to a different city or state, and you had to start in a new school and make new friends. Then perhaps you graduated college and you took a job in a different city or state. But as we get older, starting over can be a little stressful. It can be challenging and there's some uncertainty with it. My start over, my big start over, was when I was 50 and I was going through a divorce. Well, I didn't see it coming, and I can honestly say it was the most difficult time of my life. I'm sure many of you can relate. You suddenly find that your life, your identity, it has all changed. Suddenly, I was a single mom with a son who was still in high school. My older son was already an adult and out of the house and on his own. And I had this responsibility by myself. At that point in time, I had just taken a new job because we moved to a new house. We moved to a new city. And here I was with this big house all by myself and with my younger son. And I had a new job that I had just started. So I was trying to get comfortable with the job. I was learning something new. So it took a lot of energy. And so it was quite a challenging time for me. It really was. Um, I did the best I could and I worked hard. I took a few jobs, not just my full-time job. And it was, as I said earlier, stressful, challenging, and very uncertain. So I continued with my job, but I was really unhappy with the work. It wasn't as creative as I thought it was going to be. A lot of paperwork and having to take care of things that I didn't know about when I took the job originally. But I had to stick with it because I had my younger son who was soon off to college. And I was the sole income earner, so I had to stick with it as long as I could. But after 7 years, it takes a mental toll on you when you go to work every day and you don't enjoy it. Um, you get up every day, get ready for work, and you know that you're going to dread it. On top of everything else, they hired two more people in my department, and already there wasn't enough work. So now it was really slow for me. Finding things to do all day long is just a mental drain. I mean, I would go outside, walk around the building, and take breaks just to get fresh air and kill some time, which is really sad. I mean, who wants to kill time? And so I tried it as long as I stayed with it as long as I could. But it just was too much for me. I just couldn't take the mental drain anymore. And so that's when I decided that it would be best if I just left the job. So at 56, 57, I decided to quit. I didn't really have a solid plan for my future. I had a little bit of savings to hold me over until I could figure it out. Looking back, I really think I lost my purpose in life. And I needed to find it again. I needed to get it back. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always loved baking. And I was starting to think that maybe I could find some kind of a career that would involve baking or the baking business. So somehow, I'm not exactly even sure how I came upon this, but I decided on a cookie company. So I did a lot of research. I looked up companies throughout the country and I took note of the flavors of the cookies, the packaging of their cookies, where they sold them, how they sold them. So I did all of that research and I started very slowly. I started with a farmer's market. I set up my little table, made some of the typical chocolate chip and oatmeal raisin flavors, and just started there very slowly at the farmer's market. And, people who would come up to the table ask me questions about my company and questions about the cookies that I made. So that started the ball rolling with everything to do with my business. And over the years, it's been 17 years since I've had the business, since I started the business. And so over the years, I have sold on Etsy for many years up until a little bit ago, about maybe about 3 years ago. And I do craft shows and craft fairs, which are a lot of fun. I have a lot of wonderful accounts with stores in mostly my local area, which I service. I deliver cookies to them. And so it's really been a wonderful business for me. And I've worked very hard. It's a lot of physical work because, you stand up baking all day long, bending over the oven, bringing supplies in and out, lugging 25-pound bags. I mean, it's just been a lot of physical work. And I, I've loved, I've really loved every minute of it. My customers have been great. So my decision to leave an unhappy full-time job was really the best decision I ever made. It was a wonderful chance to start over, and I'm just so happy that I made that decision. And it's great to be your own boss. There's nothing like it. So I continue with the business now, although I've tried to slow down a little bit. And when I say slow down, I don't mean I'm physically exhausted. I just mean I want to have more time to myself to do some of the things that I've always wanted to do. And so that is why I consider myself now in semi retirement, because I'm starting to enjoy some free time that I didn't have before. And I, um, I totally enjoy it because there are so many things that I want yet to do. And so that's my story, and that's really how I started over with a new career. And so I encourage anyone who's interested in starting over or starting a new career. I wouldn't advise quitting your job like I did with no real plan. I would say to you to continue to work your full-time job, but maybe on weekends or maybe in evenings if you have something else in mind, something that you feel like when retirement comes to you, that you will be able to step into a new career, then that would be a great idea. Just do it slowly and take your time. So thank you for listening. I appreciate you hanging in there with me. And if you have any comments, I would love to read them. So please leave some comments, and I will see you next time. Thank you.